We continue with the back transporting points. Bladder 43, vital region, shoe. Location, tritune lateral to the posterior midline on the level of the lower border of the spinous process of the fourth thoracic vertebra, T4. How to find after locating the spinous process of C7, count down 4 spinous processes to the lower border of the spinous process of T4. Located on this level and tritune lateral to the midline is bladder 43, or locate bladder 43 by using the spinous process of T3, generally on the level of the easily palpable medial end of the scapular spine as a reference point. Located on the same level are a point of EXB2, 0.5 June lateral to the midline, and bladder 14, 1.5 June lateral to the midline. Needling obliquely 0.3, 0.5 June. Moxibustion is often used on this point. Caution, pneumothorax. Action and indication, bladder 43 tonifies and nourishes the 5 Sang organs: lung, heart, kidney, stomach, and spleen. Nourishes Yin, clears heat. Calms the Shen, strengthens the original Qi, the Yuan Qi, eliminates phlegm. Special features, important point for deficiency syndrome, classic indication. Bladder 43 is an intriguing point. It has a very old history and is mentioned in one of the earliest references to acupuncture. Its name is very difficult to translate. The two combined character, Gaohuang, indicate the space between the heart and diaphragm. This is supposed to be the location of all chronic and nearly incurable diseases. Hence, the use of this point in very chronic diseases with great debility. This point tonifies the Qi of the whole body and is used when the person is very debilitated after a chronic illness. In these cases, it is usually treated with direct moxibustion with moxa cones. It nourishes the essence and can be used for kidney deficiency manifesting with nocturnal emission, low sexual energy, or poor memory. It nourishes lung yin and is used to tonify the lungs and promote the yin after a chronic lung disease that has injured the yin and left the person with a chronic dry cough and debility. In this case, it is needled only and moxa is not used. Finally, it invigorates the mind by promoting the essence function of nourishing the brain and by nourishing the heart. It therefore stimulates memory and lifts the spirit, especially after a long-standing disease. Summary, it nourishes lung yin, dry cough, wheezing, coughing of blood, exhaustion, night sweating, consumption, weight loss. Nourishes the heart in poor memory, palpitation, insomnia, dizziness. Nourishes the essence, those with seminal emission, nocturnal emission, impotence. It tonifies the stomach and spleen, those with deficiency of stomach and spleen, undigested food in the stools, weak limbs. The name Gaohuang can be as a vital region. This concept implying one of the deepest and most fundamental region of the body is first mentioned in Master Suju tradition of the spring and autumn. One of the earliest textual reference to acupuncture. The Prince of Jin, who was gravely ill, sent for the famous Dr. Huan. After examining the patient, the Dr. Huan declared the disease had settled in the Gaohuang region between the heart and the diaphragm, and hence it cannot be purged. It cannot be reached by needling, herbs, and will not be penetrated. There is nothing to be done. Bladder 43 was comprehensively discussed in a text called Method of Moxibustion at Gaohuang by Zhuangzi in 1128. Zhuang was inspired to write this book after being cured of various diseases, including malaria, and beriberi by 300 moxa cones burned on Gaohuang Shu, bladder 43. He measured the location of bladder 43 on the people of various body builds and gave diagrams and specific instruction for locating the point. In discussing this point, Sushi Mao in 1000 Ducat formula simply states, bladder 43, there is no disorder that it cannot treat. And once moxibustion is completed, it causes a person's yang qi to be healthy and full. Many classic texts says that bladder 43 is contraindicated to needling and emphasize its treatment by moxibustion. For example, the illustrated classic of acupuncture points on the bronze man recommends the application of 100 or even as many as 300 moxa cones to bladder 43. Early texts, however, stress that after moxibustion at bladder 43, moxibustion should also be applied to points below the umbilicus, example REN 6 and REN 4, in order to conduct downwards the heat thus generated. Careful examination of the classical indication of this point demonstrate its action on the lung, heart, kidneys, spleen, and stomach. Like bladder 13, bladder 42 is able to treat severe deficiency, especially of the yin of the lungs, and is indicated for consumption, cough, capping of blood, steaming bone disorder, night sweating, and emaciation. By both nourishing and calming the heart, it is applicable in the treatment of poor memory, pounding of the heart, insomnia, and phlegm fire mania. Acting on the kidneys, it is able to treat seminal emission with or without dreams and impotence. By streaming the middle jaw, it is able to treat feebleness and deficiency of the spleen and stomach, undigested food in the stool, and weariness of the forelimbs. So great was the tonifying action of the bladder 43, considered to be that it was said to strengthen the original qi and treat every kind of deficiency, the 5 types of taxation, and the 7 injuries. Finally, it is interesting to note that bladder 43 was also indicated for phlegm diseases, and San Shimao in his supplement to the 1000 Ducat formula says it stopped phlegm in chronic disease. The importance of phlegm as a pathological factor in difficult and chronic diseases is long documented and is reflected in such saying as the 100 diseases all pertain to phlegm. Strange diseases often involve phlegm, and there is no place that phlegm cannot reach.